Hey folks, welcome to the stream. It's a Saturday night, we're going to chill, take it easy. We're going to try and do a couple of things, but we'll see where we end up. So, we have another animation to work with here, and it's going to be a short one, I believe. If I can manage not to do the wrong thing. Now, what I need is an interactable item, and that's going to be the wood break thing. The wood block. Okay. So we have the wood smash. Okay. Play animation. Let's have a look. Damn it. Right, so this is mesh 2P. Play animation. Oopsie doopsie. So it's not that. So play montage. And we play that one. Okay. So let's try that and see if it works. Press play. Load this up. Oh, this doesn't have any. So we're going to stop up. We should be able to get into the second one. Right, so if we play game. Oh, apparently we can. Okay. So that's okay. Now we can go in here. Okay. Right, what I want to do here is check to see if this is actually hitting it looks okay to me. Right, so apparently it does play. Now the interesting thing okay, we'll leave that for now. I think this might be to do with well, in theory we could go to the blind space and check out to see if anything's happening there. We could swap out the blend space right, okay, so what we could do is the VH break. Right, and this will kind of prove if it's working or not. Yeah, it's kind of not in. Okay. We'll go back to clapping, shall we? For now. So it looks to me like it does work, but it's not. It's kind of not doing what we expect it to do. So the best idea here would actually to be so we've got this like let's do so we've got like this one, right? No, that's not a very good one. Right, so this is going to be a better one to do. So if we do the charge animation montage, right? Okay, so I'm going to try and put this animation in instead of the other one. So if we go to here, and it's not that one, it's in here. We do the charge animation. And we take a look at that. It's not really supposed to be a horror game, although there are horror elements. My cat's VR. Ignore the clapping, I'm doing some animation checks. Right, so that does not play. That does not play that animation. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and just play this animation. I'm just doing some testing because I'm waiting on getting some animations where I can feed it into the animation blueprint, or if I want to use one-off animations. This wood smash seems to be firing twice though, which is pissing me off. Right, so yeah, that's kind of more like what we want. Just a shame we can't see it. So that is working better. Oh, run away. Oh, he's jumping on me, he's killing me, I'm dead. Right. Obviously I was doing the exciting sound effects there, right? For you, so that you could get the idea of the atmosphere of the game. Right, but I'm basically testing some animation rigging. Right, so playing the animation works, so I'd be better doing it. I'd be better doing it in the animation blueprint, to be honest. It is a one hit, but I'm tempted to do it in the animation blueprint. Right. Okay, so we'll set it up in the animation blueprint, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to set a variable and we're going to call it break, right, and it's going to be a bool, and that's going to be a save, and then we're going to go into the animation movement, then we're going to break off here, and it's going to be a state, breaking wood, and we're only going to jump in here if break equals true. Hi somebody, how you doing? Do you think I should use Unreal Engine or Unity? I think you should use whatever you like. It depends. Do you want to code in normal coding parlance? Do you want to use C++? Do you want to use C#? Do you want to do it in blueprints? You can also use Playmaker, which is kind of blueprints in Unity, but nowhere near as good. It just depends. It also depends if you've tried them both, which one you like better, which one seems to go with your way of working. There's no right answer to any of these games, because at the end of the day, you can create games in both of them, as well as Godot, as well as other engines, you know. It just depends on what feels good to you and what you make progress with. Okay? So there's no right or wrong answer. It's just a matter of what you feel comfortable with. Okay, somebody, I'll catch you later. So we're going to get that, and we're going to say no. Yeah, I would say try them both. If you've not tried Unity, try them both and see what you think, and see what one seems to be the one that's most suited to you. There is no right answer, okay? Nobody can sit there and say Unreal Engine's the best or Unity's the best, or, you know, it's opinion. You can get results from both. Right. So now we need to switch this break on and off. Well, I wouldn't say Unreal Engine's not susceptible to bugging out either. At the end of the day, these are very complicated pieces of software, so right, at the end of this, what we want to do is make sure we jump back into our idle pose after we break the wood, right? So if we go to pawn, we get the wood smash, what do you mean by figure out how to make a door? I take it you couldn't figure out how to make a door open and close, because you wouldn't make the door in Unity. You make the door in Blender, and then you would so what we do here is we get our animation instance. Basically, opening a door is as simple as moving it on the Z axis by 110 degrees. And that's it. Yeah, you just move it on the Z axis. As long as the pivot point's in the correct position, you just move it on the Z axis by 110 degrees. And that'll open your door. As long as your pivot point is at the bottom corner where the hinges are, at the bottom, on the hinges side of the door, then just pivot it on the Z axis 110 degrees. I'll show you what I mean in a minute, okay? And I'll show you what it means. Right, so here we say break, and we set break equal to true. And we do that, and then fundamentally I think we can just set it to false here. Right, we want to set it and let it run. Right, I'm just going to set this and then I'll, oh damn, let me get this. Right. So what we're doing is we're saying break. Right, we're setting break to false again. Okay. Did we set it to true? Yes, we did. Okay. So, right. For example, let's have a look at something, okay? Let me go and do this, okay? Right, now, let me get a door. So, we're going to get a door. Right, so where's the doors? Right, here's a door. Right, there's the door, right? Door, one door. Pivot point is down here in the corner, that's where you want it. Okay? So the door is going to pivot on this axis here. So this is a rotation, and we're going to rotate it on the Z. Right? So if we type in 110, there's a door, open. Right? Put it back to 0, there it's closed. If we do minus 110, there it's open that way. Put it back to 0, it's closed. Got it? So it's just your Z rotation. Okay? Simple as that. It's a Saturday night, so we're chilling, so I don't mind showing you things. If you've got any other questions, don't worry about it, just ask away. You would just add a timeline to make it open, like rotate, instead of just like suddenly jump and open. You would just put it on a timeline, tell it to take 2 seconds, and then just go from 0 to 110. So in Unity, we just lerp from 0 to 110. if you're doing it in Unity. And then just, I can't remember if there's a concept of a timeline in Unity, but it's a lerp either way, right? So you're just basically lerping the rotation from 0 to 110 or 0 to -110. Either way, I mean, you can change it. You can say 115 if you wanted to open further. Just, it's up to yourself, but 110 seems about a good number for a door to open. Right, so where were we? Oh yeah, we were breaking stuff. Right. So, let's see. It's not that hard, but to do it right takes a little bit of experience and a little bit of know-how. To do it, it just killed me. Right, I'm going to restart this because that just didn't work very well. I've got a lot of options set at the moment where it's not optimal. Like, I've got the monsters too close and stuff, but it's because I'm testing the monsters and stuff like that. Right. Okay. Now, what we want to do, I think, right, is we want to go into our animation blueprint, right? And this thing here, right, okay. Well, if you only got Unity yesterday, I wouldn't expect you to be able to open a door. Right, so... Right, hang on a second here. What animation are we doing? I'm an idiot. Animation. Third person idle. Right, that's weird. That is weird. Right, that's the wrong thing I'm looking at completely. And that's the break, except that's not the break animation. Right. Right, whatever it is that my animator sent me, this is not the way we want to do this at all. This is like bizarre. We've got a break animation, except it's actually a skeletal mesh. And we've got this retarget right? And it's not showing up. Right, so that's no right. Right, so that's using VH1, right? But we're using the VH1 animation here. Or is it? Yeah, it is. Right. So you can see we've got this VH break anim, right? So where's the VH break anim? I'm not talking about the montage. I'm talking about that. Yeah, that. Right, there's an easy way to describe my game. And it came about in a roundabout way. It's 3D Pac-Man with a bit of horror in it. Or not even horror, let's say a bit of thriller. Okay, so if you were to boil it down to absolute bare minimum details, that's what it is. It's 3D Pac-Man. With a bit of jumpy fun. Right, so say play game. So these are like the levels, right? This is like the level selection mode. And basically the pictures represent the levels, right? And you've got a rating on each which unlocks the next level, right? And then if you can't do it, then it remains locked. So I can basically do this one for a better score, or I can do this one which I haven't got a score on yet, and I can't do the third level because it's still locked, because I haven't done level 2. Right, so these are the entries to the different levels. Okay. And unfortunately, I need some more light on the proceedings to see what I'm doing when I'm breaking these things. Now, I did forget to change the code that I meant to change that's actually going to make this work. Right? But at least we can see if this is working yet. Yeah, that's setting up an interactable, right? But the problem with that for you as somebody that's just learning is to get it to work for one thing is pretty simple, right? But there is certain technical things that you need to do if you're going to do it right. So you would need to use what's called, Yeah, I know, I don't bother it, so I'm not going to finish that level. It's bloody huge. It takes about 10 minutes. I'm just testing at the moment. Right, so we need time remaining. Right, equals 0. And then we do and then we plug that in there. And we plug that in there. So basically what I'm saying here is I'm going to basically quickly set this to break, which will allow it to go into this transition. But to come out of it, this has to be not break and the animation's finished. Okay? Yeah, so we can go in here. And it's not playing that animation. We're not happy with that. This is us coming back to the start. You see how he doesn't change? He does not change. Now that shouldn't matter because that's not set either near as that. Okay, now the interesting part should be if I do that, right? I wonder if this has got some weird thing on it. I'm going to say it is less than 0.1. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to copy this because I'm going to delete this. We're going to delete this, and then because then it should be stuck in that right. It doesn't seem to be doing this. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do that. No, we're not. Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to save it. Right, then we're going to get that and we're going to put that in there. Now when we transition and we hit the button to execute the wood break, no worries mate, I stream twice a day, every day. I stream at 2 p.m. Central and 8 p.m. Central, and you're very welcome. There's a few guys that you'll see join me. Somebody, as you've seen earlier, he's a regular. There's a few other regulars either during the day or the ones at night, depending on where they are in the world. If you check on the in the description, you'll also see my Discord, links to that, and ways to support the channel and check out my previous game on Steam. Right, so if we do this, we are not oh, okay, we might be. I'm going to call myself a liar there, right? Because the problem here might be that that animation isn't in front of the camera, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this, the output of this, to clapping, because we know that clapping works, and the clapping is definitely in front of the camera, right? So when we break something, we know that it's not the variables that are screwing us up. We know that it's the, because there's the clapping, right? So we know that what that should look like when we do it. So if that works, then we know there's something about the animation that's not right. Okay. So, right. So we notice that that did not go into clapping, right? We know for a fact that this did not actually do this at all. Okay. Now the interesting thing is if I do that, right, when we press play and go in here, we should be clapping all the time, which we are. Yeah, don't worry about that. I have basically just started working on this with my friend who does the animations and stuff, and it's not quite right yet. So I know it's not quite right yet. I'm not particularly worried about that. I'm just trying to get the logic right. As long as the logic's right when I start actually doing getting the right animations and stuff, I can just plug them in and they'll work. Right, and the reason for doing that, right, so there you go, see? It's not quite in the right place, but that's kind of what I was expecting, so that's okay. Right? That's okay. We're cool with that. Right, we're just checking the logic to make sure it was actually doing what it should do. Okay. Now, the thing we want to do here can I actually? I can. Can I do this? No. Right, forget that. We shall do something different. Now all that does is play the sound. Right? We're going to want to do one more test on this. Right, but we're going to go into our event graph on our update animation for this, right? And what we're going to do is print string, get that, and I want to print this out, right? I want to see if this is true or not. Right, so it's false, okay? That's what we expect at this point, because right, now, when I hit this, there's no true. Right? I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to branch this. I'm going to do that. So it's only going to do it on, it's only going to print this out on true, okay? And we'll print that out for 10 seconds so that we get a good chance to see whether it was ever true. Wait a minute. Yeah, okay. So we can do that. Don't worry, my cat's VR. I'm always about 10 steps ahead of where people think I actually am when I'm doing this. I'm actually usually thinking about 3 steps ahead. Right, so that's never true, okay? That is basically never true. So, in theory, when I break this, and I do the anim instance and set it, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to do a delay in here, right, of let's say 0.5 seconds. And let's see if that makes a difference. Because I don't want it to update straight away and basically kill. Right. So it's true. Okay, that's cool. So now if we go into VH break anim, and I can never remember, I don't know where it is, where I set this to looping or not. Now I can't do it. Here we go. Loop animation. Nope. And there. This should now work. Right, if we plug this back in. All rather exciting stuff, I'm sure, to you guys. Beautiful. Right, not quite right, but you get the idea. Right, so we come up here, right, all good, smash. Hulk smash. Hulk smash. So that's all working, that's nice. All I need, as I said, if I get all this logic in the right place, we are basically good to go. Okay, now the interesting thing is, if I were to go into my clapping, and this is where it might get interesting for you, if I go into my clapping, right, and I'm just going to put this anywhere, but this is a little bit of a tutorial for you. There are 34 frames Yeah, that's only cause I move. That's just coincidence. Right, so what we're going to do is when we clap, right, what we're going to do is we're going to add a notify, right, and we're going to call it step. Okay, we're going to add a new notify called step. Okay. And then at point number 22, probably, let's find out where he claps again. This is where you find out the magic of notifies. I don't even know if there probably is the same type of thing in Unity. Right, we're going to add a step. Okay. And as I was telling you, the reason I've set up this, even with the wrong animations and stuff, is so I can code it, right? Because what I've already got is I have the bare bones ready to do footsteps, right? So if I do anim notify step and plug it in here, it's going to play the footsteps and it's going to tie it to a physical material, right? And it's going to play it where my actor is, right? I could even tie it down to his feet, but hey ho, let's not worry about that too much, right? So this is now going to play off the animations. So we've set up all the logic to work perfectly. And as I said, once we get the right animations and we get the notify set up, it'll work right straight away. No, it's done. I just did it. Oh yeah, it's done now. That's it done. Footsteps are now done. When I play the game, you'll hear the footsteps. Okay, I'm going to put the sound on for you guys so that you can hear it. Okay, hopefully this should be loud enough. So you should hear it, it's different like when I step on the wood to when I step on the carpet. It's a bit more muffled.
Help me.
Okay, so that's why I was setting up all the animation, even though I don't have the right animations. I can set up the logic so that I can just plug in the animations and then everything else is just going to work because I've already done it. Right, so I've set up the footsteps. I stopped it. What's happening? I stopped it. Right. So basically when it's playing the animation of clapping, right, where I set those positions, it basically fires this event. This event then shoots a line straight down, finds out what the material is, returns a sound from that material, which is like wood or carpet, and it's random between like 6 different sounds so that you don't always get the same sound. So that it's, you know, because when you're walking on a bit of wood, it doesn't always make the same sound. Right, and then it basically plays the sound with the settings for the volume, right? And this is the volume multiplier, right? And that's taken from the game settings, which I set up earlier on, right? And we shan't go into that because that's a whole nother topic, right? But otherwise, this is all working perfectly. So I can delete that. And this is from me setting up Steam achievements. So what we'll do is we'll get that deleted as well, and that is coming from PC, this one. So we can delete this. We save that. Right, you can tell this is a biggie because it's so long. So this is like one that does a real load of setup when you start it, right? But that's because it's at the very start of the game. Okay, So it's doing a lot of setup with the save game. It's creating a save game if it needs to. Then it's pulling it all from data tables for the settings for the save game if there isn't already one. And if there is one, then it loads it and then loads it into the instance. And then the instance obviously gets passed between levels. So this all gets set up at the start. But yeah. So we shouldn't have any messages barring this annoying one up there. Right, you can see I do silly things here, like he points at the thing when you're playing game, and if you do credits, you should start clapping actually at that point. Or maybe I changed it. There we go. Right, so that when you go over things, he does different things. Right, I'm going to go grab a cigarette anyway, even though I've not got any. I shall be back shortly as well. So if you're enjoying the stream, hit like, subscribe, check out the description. I shall be back in 2 minutes. Okay guys, we're back. So right, so that's that working, and apparently I'm stupid, maybe. But that's not it. And that's not it either. Now, call me stupid, but I don't see a walk unless it's in here. Right, so it's not in there. And it's not in there. And it's not in there. VH Arms. Open a... Don't know what that is. Don't get it. Oh yeah, I'll reply, don't worry. Oh. Where's my boy? Right, so if we go back to VH4 Arms, apparently it is. Right, hang on a second here. Ah, wait a minute. Right, I'm gonna have to send this to someone. Right. So, let's go back to our to-do list and see where we are. A player animation blueprint is what we're working on, and the player animation blueprint is actually done. It's just the animations. Right? Now, the teleporter frame rate is going to possibly be a C++ issue, which I'm not looking forward to doing. We've sort of done Steam achievements, kinda. That would normally get a semi-star. So we'll do that as a hash or a backspace or a backslash, because we have implemented Steam achievements earlier today, at least on a basic level. From loading them and saving them, we do need to set them up in the data table, but they are done. Offline high score is also getting a slight backslash, because we did also set that up, right, and it is working, I believe. We can test it by hitting high scores, and as you can see, it's given us our level, right? So this is basically going to give us our level for each level that we've done, okay? So basically, we should really just check this. Or should we? I would say if you've got a time of 0, and if you've got a time of 0, it shouldn't show, right? It should not show, right? That is my feeling on the matter. Right, is this going to come in? Yeah, it is going to come in. Okay, so this seems to be loading up this walk. It's taking its time, but as long as it gets there, I don't care. Okay, so hopefully we've now got the walk animation. So now what we can do is we can go back to our animation blueprint, right? Then we go into here and we don't do that, right? But what we do is we go and do our blend space again. Right, so we've got blend space and we change this to walk. Okay. Does that do anything? Does that even do anything? Right, hang on a second here. Does this sodding do anything? Apparently not a bleeding lot. I'm guessing that this isn't even going to show anything on the screen. Yeah. Right. So the walk doesn't do. See you later, my cats. VR. Peace out, bud. I shall catch you later. I'm actually going to call it for the night. I shall be back tomorrow, 2 p.m. If you enjoyed the stream, hit like, subscribe, and check out the description for my Discord and other things like supporting the channel and my previous game on Steam. So, hope to see you tomorrow, 2 p.m. Central. I shall be back. Bye bye for now.